this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Welcome to Game 8 of a possible 9 in this King of the Hill show match by Dingit TV. I'm Jorisar, ladies and gentlemen, and we have, spawning in the bottom left position of Inferno Pools for the second time today after the fresh round of vetoes, representing my insanity, holding on to his King of the Hill seat now just by a game. He has to win 2 in a row to retain it. It's Patreus. His opponent spawns in the bottom right position as the blue Terran player. He is now 1 game away from dethroning Patreus and winning $375 and the opportunity to build up a bounty himself starting next week onwards. Representing Team Liquid.net, epic comeback in game number 7. It's Liquid Bunny. Woo! Well, this is certainly a series and a half, ladies and gents. It hasn't disappointed. We've had entertainment all around. I hope you guys have been enjoying the stream and the action as well. Make sure you go ahead and tweet at Dingit TV. Tweet at me at Jorisar as well. Let me know if you still think Bunny's absolutely going to take it all. If Patreus can mount this fight back and come back in games number 8 and 9. Very, very tense and extremely close. But right now, it's Bunny with the advantage, holding it on match point. We have another Reaper opening coming out of Bunny. We're queuing up at least 2 Reapers, so it looks like John and Bob are definitely going to make another appearance, and potentially Tim as well. As SCV just going to be scouting around to see if an Overlord is actually present there to try and work out, well, actually, there might be some situations where if he goes all the way into the base, I can just produce a single Marine and get it killed. It doesn't look like that's the case here, though. The Overlord is at the front, he sees it. And it is going to be a second Reaper coming out of this barracks. Now, coming into the main base, the Queen's not quite done yet. In fact, they're only about halfway done. We haven't lost the first drone this time, though, so that's a pretty good sign. A couple of Lings are now moving out and chasing this Reaper around. Good micro there on the drones, nothing being lost. Patreus on the ball this time. And really focusing, making sure the Queens can get up before anything untoward happens. This drone is going to try. No, he's not actually going to try and pick it off. Decent transfer, maybe to try and bait the Reaper into attacking it. We've got the Queen down at the Natural Expansion as well now, though. And I like that he snuck out 2 Lings, did Patreus, to do a little bit of scouting on his own. But this Reaper, with the Queens out on the field, shouldn't do too much damage now. Looks like a drone was forced to become a Spore Crawler for just a sec, but as more Queens get produced, as you can see at the Natural Expansion here for Patreus, should get a little bit easier. Here comes John and Bob. Are they going to be able to do much here? It doesn't look like it. They're going to park themselves at the bottom of the ramp. Do we have Reaper number 3? We do have Reaper number 3. Tim might be coming to join the party soon. No, he's actually going to go home. Tim, the sensible one of the lot, managing to get back not quite in time to stop this SCV from being picked off by the Zergling. There we go. He will be able to stop the second one from going down, though. And another cancellation on the Extractor there to try and continue to save drones. John and Bob, in the meantime, doing a good job of harassing. And it looks like the harassment here is done. So, 1 worker killed apiece at the moment, guys. This SCV originally building the command center on the low ground did go down. And John and Bob managed to pick off a single solitary worker as well. 3rd command center now going down. It looks like the trio of Reapers are back. The 3 Musketeers, or the 3 guys with BB guns, if you imagine how much damage they do now compared to in Wings of Liberty. God, Wings of Liberty Reapers were still pretty good. They couldn't heal, but man, could they do a lot of damage. And a follow-up starport with a tech lab on this barracks here suggests that we might be seeing some Banshee action here on Inferno Pools. Indeed we are. So using this horizontal spawn location, guys, really to his advantage here, because look at the sheer amount of space for these air units to come flying in by, and Banshees are going to have so much fun with this. Patreus is going to be really frustrated having to deal with this, and he's going to know this opponent might go very well for a Banshee follow-up here. We basically need to see a lot more Queens coming out of our Zerg player right now. Queen, good unit, as the 3rd base goes down for my Insanity's Patreus. The Reapers and the Hellions will confirm that the 3rd goes down, so at least that's another target for the Banshees to potentially hit. In the meantime, As the third completes, we have the Roach Warren completing now as well. Interesting for Patreus as he now moves into these Roaches. Now, as the Banshees come out, these Roaches are going to get less and less effective unless he absolutely goes all in and tries to do counter-attacking damage. A single Zergling comes in once again. So what has he actually seen so far? Oh, now he sees a Banshee being produced as well. So here come the Spore Crawlers on cue. Natural expansion, critical place to be because there's just so much air around here. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more elsewhere as well. I think, by the way, there's only the one Spore Crawler at the moment. I could be wrong because I don't think he saw Cloak being researched. Let me just check. Yes, he saw the starport lift off once again from the tech lab, so he went, okay, I don't think Cloak's being researched here. So we only had the one initial Spore Crawler. Very interesting, and in, of course, the most likely location for the Banshee to get his kills in. Managing to get 2 in, so doing a good job is that pilot. She's on the money today, but she'll probably be hoping to return home with 5 or 6 more kills under her belt. Not going to happen just yet, but she might come back later on in the game. A Viking now being produced, solitary Viking. Just go ahead and take out these overlords that happen to be surrounding the Terran base. Frustrating for Patreus to have to deal with. Make sure he doesn't get supply blocked. And there are just a couple of Roaches, not too many, only 4 on the field right now. He's seen the Banshees and he's gone, okay, I really don't want to go absolutely all out on Roaches right now. Because they have a slight disadvantage of not being able to shoot up. So, going to be investing in those Queens. Quite a lot of them out on the field as well as the creep starts spreading. And the Viking continuing to hunt for these overlords to try and spot and take them out so that he's not aware of what's going on. Unfortunately, this overlord will spot this big, massive orbital command floating into his view right about now. There we go. And he will see that now is the time for the third base to go down. The Viking managing to get a kill here in the southern location, and I suspect he'll have seen this overlord as well, so he'll be able to fly over and get that killed off too. Now we've got the layer going down for Patreus. Seems to be a habit of a little bit later compared to a lot of Zergs that we see. Sometimes it's worked really well for him when the aggression gets pulled off. Sometimes it doesn't work so well for him, like in that last game where he just wasn't able to transition into Mutalisks fast enough. But neither player is being overly aggressive right now, even though we're seeing characteristics of what happened in previous games. We're at 106 to 103 supply, currently in favor of Liquid Bunny. Bunny's playing nice and conservative. He knows if he plays solidly and he wins this game, he wins the entire series. A lot hinges on this right now. And Patreus similarly not feeling quite as reckless with his Baneling attacks. So the Banshee is going to spot the 4th base. Do we have Queens coming over? No, we have Overlords. I'll tell you what, that's not going to help as much. But he's spreading creeps so the Queens can get by quicker. I love this. All right. Ooh! And picking off the Banshee as well. That's a nice little bonus. You always got to keep an eye on the Banshees you send back into battle if they're going to be a decent amount of hit points down at the beginning. And we have a Hellbat attack with just the one medevac to support, but an awful lot of Roaches, Zerglings, and Banelings to defend here. And don't forget the sheer number of Queens that Patreus has means he'll be able to pick apart these medevacs as well. 2 of them now. He's just trying to kill off these overlords. That's fine. Patreus can basically buy time and wait until his supply gets to the level he wants to. All he has to do is hold on to the 4th base right now. I don't think he feels the need to engage off of creep. He just wants to inject, make sure he knows where the army is, be able to engage when it comes down. And look at this, you have a little counter-attacking force. He's not going to spot a 4th base, but let's see what happens with the defense over here. These Hellbats are going to be able to do a lot of damage. We need the Roaches at the front of this army for Patreus. He's moving in now. The Roaches aren't quite at the front. Decent pre-splits, actually, from Bunny. He's going to be able to move back with about 10 Marines and a Hellbat still alive, and the Medevac's doing a good job of healing them right now. The 4th base is going to have to get abandoned, but there isn't a massive number of drones that died there, so it's not too bad right now. The hatch might have gone down. Oh, it looks like we simultaneously have a drop, but it looks like that's going to get cleaned up as well over on the south side. Or is it? Only a couple of Zerglings left. Yes, he just about managed to do that. And the Queen's going to pick apart the medevac as well. 8 workers killed to 2 right now in Bunny's favor. He moves forward with what remains of these forces. Very, very low on hit points. A couple of Banelings could take this out right now. And in fact, the Zergling's going to be able to do his job for him. But we have counterattacks all over. Oh my god, we have counterattacks all over the place. Holy Banelings, Batman, as these SCVs get chased down. They're going to get absolutely annihilated. Another force comes in here, and with 2 siege tanks to back this up, Bunny is looking to try and seal the deal right now. This drop on such low health, so many units on such low health, but this army is the problem one to watch right now. He's bringing siege tanks against the Banelings, what he did not do in the game earlier this series. It's going to be enough, that's it! Liquid Bunny wins the hot seat, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 5, MYI's Patreus is dethroned as Bunny, congratulations to him on map number 8, wins this best of 9 series by a score line of 5-3. An incredible attacking series, some fantastic StarCraft by 2 incredible players, Liquid Bunny and My Insanity's Patreus, ladies and gentlemen.